You driving?
Some Plan Bs are smarter than others. If you're drinking, don't drive. RBT means you need a Plan B. Authorised by New South Wales Government, Sydney.
Okay, we're here with Speed Blitz Blues bowler Trent Copeland. Copes, you just had a fantastic little run in England. Talk us how that trip came about.
Yeah, well, I mean, around about December last year, I got an email through to my manager from Northants, and yeah, I mean, I was sceptical about going over in the first place, just talking to a few people about the county circuit and how much cricket you play and how tough it is on the body, but ended up being a 9-week stint over there, and I had a great time. It was a really successful stint, both for the team and myself personally. So yeah, no, it was a great experience and learning a lot about English conditions and the Duke's ball and stuff. Yeah, it was great.
When you go over there into county cricket, obviously a lot of guys, Aussie guys particularly, have gone there before. Is the standard of the cricket, the type of cricket, what you imagined before you went?
Yeah, I think it's very different. I mean, there's an influx of overseas senior pro guys that just know their game so well, guys that are even up towards 37, 38 and still killing it over there. So guys that know their game really well and know the conditions, and guys that have played international cricket as well as overseas, they really make the impact over there. And yeah, it was nice to get in there and experience it, and yeah, I think with so many counties over there it probably dilutes it a little bit, but the standard was fantastic, in my opinion, and it was tough, hard cricket every day. So yeah, good fun.
It's sort of that extra pressure when you go and you're the overseas pro. There's an expectation on you, doing really well every game. You started a bit slowly, but then it just snowballed after a while, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, no one ever likes to take none for or get ducks or anything like that, but yeah, you've always got pressure on you as that overseas that you'd need to make an impact, and I was really happy that after those first couple of games that I could contribute to a few wins. And I mean, in the first few games I still felt like I was bowling well, but results just probably didn't go my way, but plenty of other boys in the team were doing well at the time, so we were still winning. So yeah, I suppose we had that luxury. But yeah, last thing you want to do is be unsuccessful, and then 9 weeks later you're coming home and there's no way to catch it up.
You've left England as possibly the most glorious number 11 in the history of the county game. You scored a stack of runs. In fact, the whole of Northants lower order scored a stack of runs. Your batting just seemed to blossom. You couldn't get up the order.
Yeah, one of those things where it was, as you say, the guys above me had a few runs under their belt as well, and they're all young English players, and it was a bit of a team policy that they like to promote their youth and guys that have a chance of playing for England. So yeah, I mean, I was disappointed obviously to bat down low, but I think given the fact that I'd ever go back, I would be batting a lot higher. And I mean, I really enjoyed batting at number 7 and 8 for New South Wales last year, and that's a real focus of mine to stay there. So yeah, need to get in the nets and work hard.
There's a lot of chat about the Duke ball. Different to the Kookaburra. You bowled with it for, I suppose, the first time really, over a long period in the championship. What's it like? What's the difference?
Yeah, massive difference. I think it was one of those things where it took me a real couple of weeks to get used to it, just the way it swings, how much it swings, how consistently it swings. I mean, it's something that with the Kookaburra ball, I feel like wherever I bowl it, I know sort of how it's going to come back and how much it's going to shape and stuff like that. And a good example is to right arm over to a left-handed batter, where to start it, just outside off to bring it back and hit the pads and challenge the stumps. And with the Dukes, I found the first couple of weeks I didn't know where to start it, whether it was going to shoot down leg side or just hold its line outside off. So yeah, that was a bit of a challenge, and just the conditions over there are so different, the humidity and the content of the wickets and stuff like that is so different. So yeah, great experience for me, and no doubt if I ever go back there, whether it's for club or state or country, I think I'd be capable of taking wickets.
You did take a stack of wickets, probably bowled to a lot of guys you never bowled to in your life before. Any scalps stand out for you that is particularly memorable?
Yeah, I mean, one positive, I guess, in my court was that no one had seen me too much, I guess, and that's probably held me in good stead. In terms of the wickets, Samuel Weira, who I played against in a test match, who I got along with really well. He's a funny character, lives in Melbourne, and he's good friends with Chandika here as well. I had a few chats with him leading up to the game and then got him out during the game. He seemed to think it was a bit high and missing the stumps, but the umpire seemed to be happy with it, so I was happy with it. And any of the overseas guys that I got out, probably the highlights, just because it makes such a big impact on the game.
Now, new start back here. It's probably colder back here than it was there at the time, but new start with Coach Trevor Bayliss, Chandika, assistant coach, squad back in training. How's the feeling around the squad?
Yeah, I only got back on Tuesday, starting to get back in with the jet lag and stuff like that, but good to be back amongst the boys. And yeah, I think it's a really good feel amongst the group. A new start with TB at the top, and Chandika did a fantastic job after Christmas last year, and the boys were really behind him. So I think we're in a good headspace, and we've got blokes like Henry involved with the bowling group, and yeah, boys really running hard on the training paddock. So I've put my feet up for a couple of days. Can't wait to get smashed by Chapo. But the boys seem to be all smiles, and it's that time of year where you sort of had a bit of time off, and I haven't, but they have, and everyone's really keen to get into it.
So for you now, the schedule for you go and play in county cricket. You get a couple of weeks off now to sort of recuperate, and then you go full on into your training. Yeah,
the boys started their pre-season last week, and my sort of arrival back in the country coincided with that. But the good thing about the guys here with Muzz and Chapo, the support staff, they're really happy to work in individually with your programs, and so I'll have probably 2-3 weeks off where I've got a mental break from cricket, try and stay away from this place as much as I can, and you as much as I can, and just put the feet up, and then when I get back into it, Chapo sort of really kicks us into gear, and I suppose gets us in ready to go come that first game.
Obviously had a great season last year, and you've gone, had a great time in England. So in terms of your own form, I presume you're thinking you're probably at the top of your game right now.
Yeah, there's still plenty of areas to improve. I think one thing that I was really happy with overseas was the one-day form with the white ball, bowling at the death, bowling sole balls, and being a real frontline bowler in one-day cricket for the county over there. So that's something that I think that I need to take into both one-day cricket and Big Bash this year, and hopefully I can do that. And batting-wise is one of the biggest improvements in my game the last 12 to 18 months. Forever and a day I've been saying that I can bat, and it was just about ticking boxes along the way. So, I'm really happy that I've been able to move up the order for New South Wales, and hopefully this season, working with Chandy and TB, that I can really make that another step and, solidify myself in that place.
Overall then, fresh start. I think there'll be high hopes this year for the squad with a good run with injuries. We got a very talented squad. Obviously, high hopes in both major competitions.
Yeah, I think so, definitely. New South Wales cricket is always producing good talent. We've had a lot of guys move states and retire and stuff like that in the past. But I've just done a team banner thing that we've got put up in the gym with all our players sort of in action next to each other, and when you look along that list, geez, there's some talented cricketers. So I think guys like Pat Cummins will be keen to be playing for New South Wales this year and taking wickets, and Gurinder Sandhu finished the year off really well last year as a young kid. So the bowling talent is always there, and it's good competition for places, and the batting in particular, the boys will be really fighting hard.